everybody. How you doing today? We got Zen Chan with us, and we got 3 of 12, and shortly we're going to be joined by some more people. It's going to be Sergeant Sniper and maybe a mystery guest. So, tonight we are going to talk about the new framework for the Monday night stream on my channel. We are going to do something that is going to be similar to what other streamers do, like unpopular opinions, that sort of thing, where on a Monday show, it's going to be lighthearted. The guests that we have on are going to be to laugh at memes, talk about the news, and we're going to have some kind of fun, structured framework, maybe even a little kind of game that we play each week, something like that. And before we get started talking about all that, we're going to introduce the two people that are with me today, and we're going to talk to the people in chat. So, Zen Chan, 3 of 12, you should be live and able to speak now. How you two doing?
Hello.
I'm doing pretty good.
Glad to hear it. Thank you for being here tonight, friends. Zen, I know it's late for you over there, but you're a night owl anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I was going to say, my sleep schedule's been terrible lately. I keep waking up at like 5 in the afternoon.
I see we got some regulars here with us in chat. We got True Grave waiting to join in here. We've also got Silence is Leaden and Bertie Bassett. How you guys doing? We got James Hayworth and Roy Kinson with us here. Roy Kinson says, by the look of the mods here, he's doomed. I don't really know what that means, but it's fun. What we have is the usual setup tonight, and what we're going to do is, during the show on Monday night, it's going to be like my Friday night show. I will be checking entropy every 30 minutes or so. Hello, Matt. Good to see you, friend. And over on Entropy, if you have questions or comments you would like to leave us or put to the panel about the topics we cover or the memes we share, or just the things that we end up talking about, you can do so over on Entropy on the question widget over on the left-hand side. That way, the things you have to say won't get buried in chat. It'll be easy for me to see. And as usual, you can always donate using Cash App, Entropy Paid Chats, or PayPal. And Zen will be putting those links in the chat shortly. Hello, Life After Death. Good to see you here, love. Love you too. And Matt sending us a white heart. Howdy, friend. To let everybody know, I will eventually have to migrate off this platform like everybody else who speaks the truth. So I have DLive and Trovo. And for those of you who are interested in that, I'm going to be putting it in the YouTube chat. You can follow me on Trovo. And even though DLive does seem to be a little hostile, I see Iron Will's already dropped an Alex Jones gif over on DLive. Howdy, Iron. You can follow me over on DLive, even though it seems to be rather hostile. 3 of 12, Zen Chen, did you know that this week they are now censoring the N-word and other racially hostile language on DLive, like they promised they wouldn't 2 years ago?
Well, I hope they're censoring Cracker just as much.
So eventually, I'm probably going to have to migrate off here. And of course, to remind everyone, you can follow all of my content over on Odyssey. And Odyssey seems to be where it's at these days. All the truth tellers are going over there. Dave Cullen, Patriotic Alternative, all the people that care about truth and fighting the evil fake news and all that, they're all over on Odyssey. And soon Odyssey is going to have live streaming. And when that happens, well, it's probably going to start spelling the end of old YouTube for me. So be sure to follow me everywhere you can. Hello, Linda. Hello, Kent. Good to see you, Jim. Thanks for joining us tonight. What we're going to do today is we're going to start talking about memes. And the first meme that we're going to look at is...
Memes are life.
Recently, there was the 25th anniversary of Waco. And I know that all of my followers know what Waco was. And I'd just like to let everybody know that this is not a meme that I made, but it is a hilarious meme that I just had to share with everybody tonight.
Oh, dear.
Hey, Jimmy, good to see you here, friend. Hey, Monty, good to see you too. As a reminder, I like Short Fat Otaku, Dev, the Canadian, and he runs a fun stream called Game Boomers, and we'll be going over there to hang out with him on his stream after this one tonight. Don't know what he'll be playing tonight, but that's where we're going to migrate to after this one today. So now that everybody's had a good look at this hilarious ATF meme, we're gonna move to a different one here. Boop. All right. I'm assuming that you guys that that are here with us today, you're aware of the super straight meme. You guys,
Yes.
surely you two know that one already, right?
I've been very much liking that one, yeah.
For those of you who may not have heard, super straight is the new hashtag and the new meme, and it's a lot like the "it's okay to be white" meme, where you say something that is perfectly crafted in the ridiculous anti-white woke narrative.
I mean,
to trigger the morons. And super straight is you're a cis hetero person. You're a real man who wants to date real women. And oh man, it's been triggering people left and right. And as such, there's been a lot of really good memes arise from it. And here's one I particularly like today.
oh,
That is pretty good.
I absolutely love how this is crafted, and it works perfectly with the progressive thinking too. It caters to them in every way that it needs to, and yet they're still mad, and that they're still coping. And Twitter's
I love
full of
that they
cope.
literally said you can't just make up a sexuality, and I was just kind of stood there like, gotcha.
That's literally what you do.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing for 30 years.
You tell
Well,
me
technically
that
more like 18, I guess. But it started 30 or 40 ago.
when you, get back to me when you stop turning basic human emotions into sexualities.
Yeah.
Like lunar gender and sapiosexual.
It's so weird.
And all
It's
this
so
other
weird
shit.
because I pay attention to this, and it's like they're just trying to enforce more strict stereotyping. I don't get who thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, I don't get it either, considering the whole point of the original movement was to to illustrate that gay people aren't a stereotype. They're just like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and so trans people should be
not
the
just
same
like.
way, right? Yeah, I know, but in the idea that they're people.
True.
But so instead, let's just enforce heavy stereotypes on people and make their sexuality their entire identity. Yeah, that's not going to shove a giant wedge in between people and societies.
Yeah. That's what progressivism do, though. It's basically the modern Marxism, as we've talked about many times.
Yeah, because if we
Here's
were
another good one.
Unite.
I like this one.
So I can tell you already, I strictly identify as super straight.
Super straight.
Do you know what the origin of the flag is as well? By the way, the black and orange.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah,
Please tell me and the rest of the viewers what's the origin of black and orange, please.
It's Pornhub.
Yeah, it's Pornhub. Although,
really?
I found that out today.
Although, from what I understand, mutualism uses brown and orange, so that might be a problem. But
it's black and orange, so it's fine.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was Pornhub colors.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
I'm as you might have guessed, I'm not a porn consumer. It's
No.
I consider porn to be one of the crippling vices of our people, so I avoid it like I do heroin.
Fair.
I'm a tad bit more libertine.
Oh no, I don't think it should be against the law. Like I'm still an American nationalist. I'm not. Like I'm not. I don't think that everything that I think you should be avoided should be, outlawed and criminalized by the government. I ain't like that, but I do want a more return to a moral normalcy and good values in society. And I think that
I'm an
porn
advocate
and drugs and shit. That's something that we should teach our people to avoid.
I am an advocate of drop the porn, pick up the romantic novels, because they teach us about having wholesome and loving relationships, which modern media is sorely lacking.
Or pick up a Bible. Shit. I know, but I mean, something.
And this is why they call Americans prudes.
Yeah, well, you say that, but I mean, look at everywhere that has completely forsaken all types of moral framework. And say what you want about Christianity, but Western Anglo-Christianity, it was a pretty solid, functional moral framework that benefited us well for a long time. And without that, I mean, we don't really have anything else. Like that's the destruction of family values and Christianity. They're not putting anything else in place that is better or even equal. And all the moral decay and shattering of societal fabric, I think, can be directly traced to the destruction of the moral fabric that started about 90 years ago. But regardless,
Yeah.
let's move on to a different meme here. I do have a couple more. This one is also trans-related and also hilarious.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh my god. That's
Charlie Sparkles.
amazing. That is amazing. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, no, I was watching the Lotus Eaters today, and they were pointing out that well, if you're going to post hateful things about super straight, well, I'm afraid that's against the law in some places. And so I decided that I was doing my part, and I reported some of Vosh's tweets about the super straights, because I will not have my people be abused and discriminated. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Exactly.
Freedom of speech does not count on Twitter. That's not how that works, as I have been informed. You go and make your own anti-super straight Twitter.
Corporations can do whatever they want when I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
All right. And Matt said that the destruction of morality and family is the point. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's the whole point. Like that's why we got to fight
yes,
progressivism and all the forms of anti-whiteism that have emerged. Like the reason we have to fight back against it is because the goal is not to create something new or to replace what is. It's only to destroy and tear down. Like it's complete cancer. So
we must.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We must not just be conservatives. We must be retrogrades.
I don't know about all that. Ironically, I'm a rather progressive-minded individual in the classic sense. I don't want to just repeat the past. I want to build something organic and fluid, something that works in the now and that we think will work good for us going forward, which is why I don't really advocate for anything in particular that came in the past, but just learning from the past, taking the good, eschewing the bad, and building as we go. Which is why I really like the Jason Kuna stuff, the Go Free stuff. I talk about it a lot. I encourage people to start being active around them, building communities, getting to know people at church, getting to know people around you, building new businesses and ways of trade, using new technologies to benefit the people around you, to wean yourself off of governments and corporations and shit. I think that's what we should all be focused on in our lives as much as we can these days. And definitely homeschool your kids. Jesus.
Definitely.
All right. Moving away from memes, let's start talking about the actual meat of the stream tonight. The goal of the Monday night stream is to have a stream where I can engage more with Canadians and Americans, because I have several that follow me, but because of my early Friday time, a lot of them don't get to come on the stream and be a part of things. So a stream that we did maybe 6 months ago, I filled in for Scrump and for Rose of Dawn for their Wednesday show, Seals of Approval. And I made a show called Dragons of Disapproval. And it was only a one-time thing, but it was a big hit and people liked it a lot. And people have been asking me to repeat it.
Yes.
And here's the thumbnail.
Ooh.
And
Very nice.
the nature of the Dragons of Disapproval show was picking topics to go back and forth with the panel. And the topics, of course, are current event related, like, things happening with the poof, blunders of government, hot topics that are trending on Twitter, that kind of thing, the usual type of banter that people like to have a go at on social media. And topics that we would have would be the usual type of stuff we talk about on this channel and in these circles, But I would make a fun graphic to go along with it, and fun little phrases to go along with the graphic, and each person on the panel would get to choose a topic. Yeah, I think you did too, Silence. I think that's right around when we met each other. Silence has led and said that's around the time he met me and followed me, and I think that's true. So let me share the thing that I was talking about here. Let me. There it is. All right. There it is. Okay. This is the graphic backdrop that I made for the Dragons of Disapproval stream. You can see that you've got 5 different colors of dragons there. These are the chromatic dragons from Dungeons and Dragons, the iconic 5 colors of green, black, red, blue, and white. And I used them to create 5 topics that we would discuss on the show. And green dragons breathe a poisonous chlorine breath that makes you cough and sick and burns your skin. So, mask revolution. We're talking about the Coof and the mask fiasco last year. And then, of course, the Black Dragon Lives Matter. And that was the topic for talking about riots and Floyd and all that crap last year. And, of course, Reds breathe fire. They're the fire breath. And it was Burn, Baby, Burn, Leftist Inferno. And that was because, I think if I recall correctly, it was because of something retarded Bernie Sanders said. I think. I don't remember exactly. And then the Blue Dragon has the Please Be Patient, I Have Autism hat on. And this was back when J.K. Now, is it Rowling or Rowling? It's Rowling, right? Rowling. Okay, that's what I thought. J.K. Rowling was getting canceled because of, women or whatever. And You're a Canceled, Harry. I was pretty proud of myself for that one. I thought that was pretty good. And then there was something big and notably anti-white that happened from government or media or something. And it was, you got to fight for your white to party. And that was the White Dragon, of course. So looking at this meme here, you get the general idea of the show that I'll create a fun graphic. Ahead of time, I will pick some topics and I'll give them funny catchphrases or little names or whatever, or jokes. And each person on the panel that's a guest, when I say, okay, Zen, it's your turn, pick a dragon. And Zen will pick us a dragon and say, well, I don't like this one, or, oh, I'm too scared to talk about that topic, or, oh, this is going to be a juicy one, let's go with this first. And Zen would pick the dragon, and we will confront the dragon together. And hopefully, with our powers combined, we will defeat the topic dragon. And if we defeat the topic, we get to move on to the next one. And if we defeat all 5 dragons or all 4 dragons, whatever it happens to be for the week, then we will have a bonus mystery topic. And if we get to that, we can call it the Dragon's Horde. And we will get to bask and share the Dragon's Horde together if we can appropriately defeat all the topics.
So we have like a good news thing at the end. So it's 5 bad news, then or 4 bad news, then 1 good news that we get to enjoy talking about at the end.
Or something completely different.
Ah.
I see Vera in the chat. Let me go check Discord. I heard a beep. It is her. She says she's going to sit this one out tonight, but in the future she'd be interested. So we might have her. She's my Israelite that lives in California at the moment. And she's the one that's been in my videos that flies in to visit me, the one that was at the beautiful lake and forest we went to. She's been a friend of mine for a very long time and is near and dear to me. And she says she'll be on the show at some point as well. Good evening, Aunt. Good to see you with us tonight, friend. So, to remind everybody, Zen, do the links in chat for me again, if you don't mind.
That I shall.
And over on Entropy, the way it's going to work. Now, this is not the structure of how the stream's going to be once we actually get this off the ground and going every week. But Entropy, like I always remind people, if you have questions and comments for the panel or about the topics that we go over, like maybe you know something that we got wrong because you work in the field, or you know somebody directly involved in one of the topics that we cover, use the Entropy link, and over on Entropy interface, there is a box on the left-hand side called the question widget. It's over on the left, and you can type long-form comments and questions over there that don't go away and don't get buried. And other people can click up and down on them if they like or agree with them or not. But it doesn't matter how the ups and down votes go. I will always see them over here, and they won't disappear. So that's a good place to put the things that are important you want to say to us or say about the topics, because I will read them out on stream, and they won't get lost and buried in chat. So I'm trying to encourage everyone to get used to using Entropy, because eventually I would like to use Entropy as a primary streaming source, because let's be honest, my days on YouTube are probably numbered with the type of stuff that I talk about. So yeah, that's something funny. Vera brings up super gay. And me being intersex, I said something funny in Discord earlier today. I said, I guess I'm super queer, because me being an intersex person, I tend to also like people who have sex and gender issues that make them sort of in between and goofy or clumsy about gender things. And I also like autistic people usually. So it's like I'm kind of the funny joking parallel to super straight or whatever that would be. And that I actually made the super gay joke earlier today, Vera. That's funny you say that. But
Well, super gay would be girls who only like cis girls, so they don't want to suck the dick bigot.
oh no, I just said it to be funny because I'm intersex, so
Yeah.
I'm always weird. I'm always an outlier, so I just said it to be funny. Now my husband is not a faggot. Like he's pretty normal. But let's see. I'm a fraud. I don't even have a Minnesota accent. Well, why would I have a Minnesota accent? I'm not from Minnesota and I don't live there. I've been there once, but that was just to visit the Twin Cities and see what that was all about. This was like 25 years ago before it started to go to shit. But
Yeah.
hello, everybody. Glad to see some new faces and new names in here. That means that my goal of reaching my American and Canadian viewers in live stream is good. Yeah, Leo, what were you talking about with me not having a Minnesota accent? I don't get that joke, sadly. So explain to Tranmall for us, please. So
I agree, Roy Kinson. I used to have a character who was just basically her main was the spell polymorph. It's so fun.
I see Magnus von Friend has donated the correct number of lemons over on DLive. Thank you, friend. The correct number is either 14 or 1776. Those are the two correct numbers.
Yes.
All right. And just to remind everybody, I am on Trovo now, and I'm going to put that link in the chat for everybody. Trovo is a Twitch clone, basically, but it's better, in my opinion, and it doesn't have censorship like Twitch does. So I broadcast to Trovo now as well as DLive. And since DLive is now openly censoring words and speech, and also demonetizing pretty much everyone under the sun that's a nationalist or speaks the truth, DLive is probably not going to be a suitable platform for us very long. So that being said, I want to show you something else here now that we're here. I have several dragon pictures, and wait, that's not my segue. We're already done with dragon pictures. I want to give you some examples of topics and things that we would talk about on the show, and just to let people know what kind of topics that we would be going over. So here's one. This is a tweet, of course, from one of the update tweets. Disclosed TV likes to share news and whatnot. And this is a U.S. Supreme Court dismisses Trump's final election challenge without comment. This is an example of a topic that will be a hot button issue about something that just broke today, and this will be something fun that people just getting off of work in America and Canada might want to hear us chew the fat about. So if this was the topic, what I would do is this would be something about this right here would be the blurb on the dragon to choose. And I would have lined up a couple of articles or a short video for us to watch about this topic right here. That would talk about what was actually said, what the case was that got rejected, and what the court reason for rejecting it would be. And if there was any commentary around this, I would have those things prepared. And we could talk about them or read them on stream together. And if the guests, the panelists with us, have anything to share or useful links, they can just give them directly to me, and we'll look at them together on stream and talk about it. So this is a good example of like a breaking current event topic that we would look at on the stream together. All right, moving on. I know I'm talking a lot. Do you guys have anything to say? I know I'm just kind of shooting.
No, I'm just kind of like nodding along.
Okay. I thought that we would have Sergeant Sniper with us. He was supposed to be here today too, but he's a lot earlier time zone. He's Mountain Time out in Utah, so he might not be quite ready yet. But he said he'd hop in with us here shortly. Sergeant Sniper's a good fella, and when he's here, we'll talk more about him. Okay, here's the next thing. This is a good example, so we'll go ahead and share this on the stream here. Here's a good example of a juicy article that we could talk about. This is a Breitbart article. Exclusive, unreleased federal report concludes no evidence that free speech online causes hate crimes. And this is fun because this is an article that I like to share because we too often as commentators and speakers, we only focus on the negative because, let's be honest, we all like to get views and we all like to talk about shocking things. But it's also good for us to talk about things that go well because not everything is terrible all the time. There are good things, and this is an article about a good thing where someone with official station looked into a report and concluded that hate speech and whatnot is based false thing when it comes to statistics, and so-called hate speech and bullying online has no statistical correlation to crimes. And I think that's a really good thing, and it's nice that people in an official station within governments and powerful agencies come out and say things that we agree with. So sometimes it'll be a positive topic, you know, like, yeah, go ahead.
In that thread, I've just put something in the chat for you. It's an archive because the original has a paywall, but this was actually something Sargon spread recently, and I think we need to really start spreading it around to
Sure, we'll have
basically shut up the lockdown fanatics.
Good, we'll have a look at that right now.
Because if you're not aware, in England, when it first started, one of the big thing was, oh no, people are going to the beach. And one of the jokes among the lockdown skeptics was, oh no, you went to the beach and saw other people there, so you were complaining that other people did the same thing that you did. But but an official government spokesman came out and said, no, crowded beaches are not spreading COVID. It does not spread at the beach. So.
Well, because mostly people that go to the beach are probably relatively healthy, and they're not 80 years old, and also they're not crawling all over each other. They're outside, running around, playing, doing stuff, having a good time.
And they're going to the beach and getting lots of vitamin D in them. Yes, exactly. Yes, I was about to say.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that sunlight and vitamin D are both great things for fighting general infection anyway. So, anyway.
Yep. So if you hear any of your relatives going, oh, people at the beach, they're making it all worse, just pop this Telegraph article out, put it onto archive today if you want to read the full thing. And yeah, the government spokesperson has said they did not spread it. So beaches are good, guys. Beaches are good.
Yeah. And this is another good example of positive things that we should let people know and talk about.
I am normally the avatar of negativity, so it's nice for me to actually have some good news to spread.
All right. Let's see. We got anybody new in chat? We got Monty with us. Good old Monty. We've got Evil Author. He's driving around. He's a working man that drives and travels for a living. We got old Ant Burger, which I see from around the way all the time. We got Linda Hunter. Hello, Linda. Good to see you here. Leo Williams. We also had Nordic Warrior and Sparky14 join up over on Trovo. I'd like to see more people join up on Trovo. It's got a really pretty interface. It's got a nice, gentle forest or grass green and dark black and gray charcoal motif. It's a nice site. I really like Trovo. I like that. Yeah, it's really pretty. I like Trovo a lot.
I've been setting up...
It's like the Gab colors, but Twitch. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, we've been on for half an hour, so I'm going to check the donations and see if anybody has donated anything yet. We're going to start with Cash App and PayPal. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay, nothing new over on Cash App. And it's looking like nothing new on PayPal. And remember, for those of you who donate on PayPal and Cash App, sometimes it doesn't show up right away. So that doesn't mean that your donation didn't go through. It just means that it might take it a few more minutes, and I might have to catch it on the next rotation. And over on Entropy, okay, nobody's using the question widget yet, but I do see we have Joshua over on Entropy. Hello, Josh. I'm glad to see you here. And remember, you can chat normally over on Entropy. It has a normal chat feed, just like YouTube and other places, but what makes it special is the separate question widget. And you know how I like my segregation, where you can put your long-form questions and comments for us to respond to over on the left-hand side there. Alrighty. Bonjour, Anglo-Saxon and the Enriib. Good to see you. Great. Sky Troll is here, too. You got booted from Trovo, Sky Troll. What did you do? What could you have possibly done to get booted from Trovo already?
Well, I wonder.
Oh, goodness. Maybe he'll tell us in chat here. Okay, here's another thing. Another article that would be a good example of one of the topics that we would have. This one is about Australia.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
The great...
What a doozy.
The people's state.
Yeah. Australian ABC reporters told not to use the term pedophile to describe child sex abusers because not all pedophiles molest children.
So this is something that I have actually had a very mixed opinion on. So when I first heard the term map, I always thought the entire point of the term map was if you're a paedophile, that means you're a criminal who's actually done these things. If you're a map, that means you are someone who recognizes that you are sick in the head. And that is what these people are. I believe people are sick in the head and need psychiatric help. And I am
or
fine for if
gassed.
you have
I
been
mean, you know,
if you've been
I mean,
non-offending, then go and get help.
gassed or
And
shot might be a better option. I mean, you know, but regardless, I think technically, at least in America, I think the word for the actual child sex offender is pederast, and pedophile just means obviously the Latin root of one who sexualizes and loves, you know, little kids or whatever. But regardless, you know, this is a good shock value, face palm. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You know, Picard facepalm.jpg type moments.
yeah.
And this is another good example of the type of article that we would use for a dragon of discord. And when it comes to something, the way that we would defeat this dragon is to mock it and ridicule it in humorous ways to get genuine laughs out of people. That is how we defeat a dragon of this nature.
Yes.
All right. So those are all the examples that I've had, and this stream is only going to be about an hour long. So we've already covered the material and talked about the things that I wanted to talk about to let people know what kind of structure of show that this is going to be. So, do you two have any questions while we wait for a Sergeant Sniper to show up?
I'm all good. Yeah. No, I like I say, I am often on streams like this. I am very much the devil's advocate. And yeah, I believe that if these people recognize that they are unwell in the head and they wish to seek medical help and they have not done anything criminal, I can sympathize to some extent with that level of if they realize that they are sick in the head, which they are, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt for them to get help. But the moment they've actually done, if they've laid their fucking hands on a kid, I'm more than happy to the gas chambers with you.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. The way that I am about all violent or degenerate behavior is, since I'm, you know, someone who believes in nature and science, I believe that there are legitimate neurological, biological, and sociological reasons for people to be how they are and to act how they do. But that doesn't mean that you have to excuse the behavior, like you just said. Obviously, you don't excuse the behavior. If there is someone who seeks help for a problem, whether it be alcohol addiction or they have a porn problem or they notice that they are having untoward sexual thoughts about minors, if a person does notice that they have a problem and wants help, yeah, obviously, you know, if they haven't committed crimes and done horrible things, yeah, definitely help that person, even if you need to smack them around and be hard with them to help them get their life straight, like locking a heroin addict in a room to help them detox. Like, yeah. I don't think that anybody who has any unkind thought or you know, stray thoughts that are ugly should immediately be expunged from society. Like, I'm not that hardline about it, but I do think that the ugly nature of just the general bucket of pedophilia itself, and how for generations now we've seen media and schools and artwork and Hollywood sexualizing younger and younger people, and of course you've got the leftist authors and the anti-white Marxists and shit in universities have been pushing to sexualize the family, sexualize minors and all this shit. There clearly is some kind of purposeful cancer behind a lot of this we also need to address to make this problem go away too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like, I can't remember who it was.
And also we need to get rid of Islam and not let Islam in your country. That's a big start.
Yes, 100%.
That would help.
But no, I remember the other day, I can't remember who it was.
I heard 3 of 12. Let's let him talk. We gotta let him talk.
I was just agreeing. Get rid of Islam.
Yeah.
I mean, as an objectivist, I'm anti-mysticism, but, you know, I totally believe in religious rights, and I'm very friendly to Christians because I believe in their values. I was raised on their values. I personally believe that, I mean, I'm neither the godless progressive nor the religious Christian, but I'm a friendly atheist that believes in Christian values, and I'm friendly towards Christians. I think Christian values should guide the country. I think they're what make me moral, and those morals guide me to the logic that I use to apply in my life. So atheists can totally be moral. They're tied. They can be. I don't even think they necessarily need to be tied in Christian morals, but I think it's not. It's certainly worked for me.
Yeah.
I think that I'm glad to hear that, Dawn. Dawn said that her radio station referred to the vaccine as the jab on Sunday. Now,
The jab.
is that a good thing because they're... Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, here's the thing: is the vaccines in general have been referred to as the jab from time. So the idea that they're going to be bundling this thing in with other vaccines is worrying to me.
Oh, so that's
Because
bad. Okay, okay. So I'm sorry to hear that, Dawn.
and I mean, there's also the thing of jab. If you hear it individually, that has like negative connotations to it. But yeah, also that might have been a good thing if you don't refer to that in your country. But oftentimes that is just the generic vaccine term, like the flu jab.
Because working in medicine before, I know the difference. Like in America, you call getting lab work done from blood test getting labs, and in the UK they call it getting your bloods. That's what they call it.
I was going to say, like, my girlfriend needs blood tests, and we just say blood test. So,
well, I mean, in people that work in medicine, like when I listen to medical people talk that are from the UK, they refer to labs as bloods. That's
right.
What I've heard.
Okay.
But and of course I've also heard getting shots as jabs before. So when it comes to the radio station calling it the jab, Dawn, yeah, Dawn's correct. The algorithm hates lots of words and phrases now, and just so you know, me and my moderators are not deleting any comments. If you see your comment gets deleted, that means that if you see comments get deleted, that means the person who made it deleted it, or the new YouTube chat algorithm decides it's guilty of wrong think or wrong speak and auto deletes it a couple of seconds after it's posted. So no one here is deleting your comments. Trust me.
I get overly policed by the YouTube. I think the YouTube algorithm knows I'm spicy, so I get a lot of stuff taken down, which is infuriating.
I think they've even nailed me a few times on comments.
I think the most annoyed I've gotten. The most annoyed I've gotten is that it just doesn't allow any form of links, I think. Any form of links or reference to other websites gets yeeted. Because a while ago, I did a charity stream, and I was trying to super chat to advertise that I was doing a charity stream. Because you know what? I want to raise money for charity. But it literally just wouldn't allow it through, no matter how many times I tried to mess with it. And it's like, YouTube is anti-charity. How interesting.
Vera said her comment got deleted because she called Biden a pedo.
I can believe that, yep.
That's good. That's good. Let's see if... No, we still don't have anybody else waiting to join yet. I've got 3 people that said that they might join, and Sergeant Sniper said he would definitely join when he could, but if we go for a little while longer and we wrap up before he gets on here. Well, I'm happy to just have fun and shoot the shit with you guys and enjoy camaraderie. Yeah. Is there anything in particular you guys want to chew the fat about while we're on stream together? We're having a good time. Got some good viewers here.
Oh, I've actually got an interesting question. So, are the both of you Americans? Oh, I know Yizz is, but 3 or 12. Are you American?
Oh, yes. Yes, okay. I'm American.
So, I'm actually curious how American sort of like right-wing-ish, Republicans view all of this business with the British monarchy, which has been going on lately. So me and my girlfriend both take the opinion of we don't like Harry and Meghan too much. Well, I used to like Harry, but not since. And we don't exactly have a favourable opinion of the monarchy because of all of the stuff that's happened with them. So we have taken the position of they're both shitty people and they deserve each other. But what is the Republican view? Are there you guys who quite support the monarchy? What's going on with that?
I'll let 3 of 12 talk after I say something short. I think that Americans in general don't know or care at any level. I don't think that I can never in my life recall a single time I have heard a politician on the news or read in an article, a politician of either the left or the right talk about the British monarchy. Not a single time I can recall. So I'll turn it over to 3 of 12 now.
Well, I can add to that. I mean, the media certainly talks about the British royalty a lot, and we kind of treat them like celebrities. But other than that, they're just something fun to look into. That's it. Because there's a
I'm going to put some artwork up while we talk.
Okay. There's a predisposition to have some fixation on wealth and power. That there's tons of people with delusions of grandeur who would wish to be married into that family one day. I think if anything, it's a girlish fantasy. But other than that, we kind of
Our whole society's feminized, so I'm not surprised about that.
yeah. As someone who's grown up, with two Republicans as parents, their view on the monarchy is, well, obviously it's good that we got away from it. Until recently, we kind of had a respect for it, a mild respect as an institution. But now that we know that there's like lots of weird things going in there, we've lost our respect for it. And we liked Prince Harry. I think most Americans did.
Most everyone liked Harry. He was a genuinely lovable guy. He was in the army again. I mean, obviously,
we know that.
to some extent, as a prince, he wouldn't have been, dead on front lines. But he served, and he did like what a lot of, I guarantee, a lot of people wouldn't do. So a lot of people had so much respect for him.
We had respect for him too, as someone because the media would tell us, yeah, he served in the army, so we all had respect for him. We thought of him as a genuinely upstanding gentleman. But then we saw Markle from a mile away trying to ruin that family, because it's not the first time an American has caused problems.
Yes, they mentioned this on the Lotus Eaters, which is the only other time someone has like what was the term? What's the term where the monarch gives up? Abstain. Abdicate. That's the one. Abdicate.
Yeah.
Was another person who married an American or was an American. It was in the 30s ish.
Yeah, Anglo-Saxon brings up a good point. Like the royal family should be representative of the people of the island, but we've got Normans, Greeks, Germans, and now Africans are going to be part of the royal family. So, maybe it's time to get rid of him.
Well, I mean, I've always been of the opinion of, well, I don't really care. I don't like the idea that they exist particularly, but at the same time, apparently they bring us in money, so I won't complain. But yeah, it seems like they're starting to become, especially with the Prince Andrew stuff, that they appear to start being more trouble than they're worth, in my opinion. You're aware of the Andrew stuff, I assume?
Yes.
Me? I know I know almost nothing about celebrities, and in America, they treat the royal family like just another celebrity to gossip about.
Yes.
I know fuck all. I couldn't even name anyone besides Harry and Meghan right now.
Well,
and
okay, so Prince
obviously
Andrew,
the Queen, but
Prince
I know
Andrew's
nothing.
one of Harry's brothers.
Yeah,
and
Andrew.
I believe he was named in Epstein's little black book.
He
so
was.
they that's very much something that they're kind of trying to keep on the down low right now and not talk about it, because he has not faced any kind of consequences or any kind of condemnation from the monarchs. They are very much, watching his ass, basically.
Yeah, there's plenty of memes of him.
Hamburger just said something funny.
Epstein's mate Randy Andy. That's pretty good.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I like this interface because it lets me pop open comments like that. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I like being able to do that.
So yeah, and then this stuff's happened, and it's very interesting because it apparent. So I don't know much about the history of the royals myself. There was a girl in my school who was absolutely just a walking encyclopedia of royal knowledge. But it was Harry's mother Diane who famously died years ago, and there's been eternal conspiracies about her.
Yes.
Because basically she was a working class woman who sort of married into the family, I believe, and apparently there's many conspiracies that the Queen had her killed. Because I believe the story is that paparazzi were trying to get pictures of her and were following around in a car, and basically it evolved into some horrendous car chase where they crashed and she died. And there's just so much sus about it, apparently. But I'm not a monarchist, so I don't keep track of the stuff. But yeah, the fact that was Harry's mother makes a lot of like suspect things, and people draw connections. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I'd hear the American take on it, because
3 of 12. Did you have something else to say? I heard you go to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up, because since I was born in '92. So while I was growing up, I saw many documentaries made about it on TV. It was definitely something that Americans knew about and were very, very sad about when they found out about it, because she was the real princess, the real in a world where there really aren't princesses anymore.
Yeah,
that was very shocking and disturbing to see that end that way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I know a lot of like working class people like in my community, like relatives of mine who are who genuinely have the dead set belief the Queen had Diana killed, and I'm not supporting that. I don't know
I
anything
don't
about it,
support
but
that either.
it's a very common opinion amongst kind of like the sort of like the working people of England.
I'm sure something happened, but I don't think it was the Queen.
Oh dear, James Hayworth. Goodness me.
See, he's clever.
Goodness.
He knows how to get around that algorithm. He's clever. He knows what's up.
Indeed. But yeah, is there anything you want to talk about? 3 or 12? Any topics?
Well, I'm. Recently, I've been dealing with eBay scams.
Oh boy.
How so?
Yeah, it's not fun. Last 3 things I bought on eBay were scams.
Oh no.
2 of them video
Goodness.
cards, and one of them was a couple of NVMe SSDs.
Uh-huh.
I've got my money back from the SSDs, and
Yeah.
PayPal's about to close my resolution with one of the 2 video cards, but since I paid the other guy directly, and then I already done a resolution with that, and it was closed because I did it wrong. I'm gonna have to talk to them somehow and see if I can get them to help me, because I got
Yeah.
$500 on a
Hey, it's
2080
Kiki.
that never showed up.
Welcome, Kiki.
Yeah.
Kiki, if you want to
One
come
of
on and talk with us, I can. Do you want me to send you the link on Discord? I'd be glad to have you on if you want to come talk with us.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
we talk about like the horrors of like the surveillance state, but I'm not gonna lie, one of the nicest things of modern tech is anti-scam, is like scam prevention stuff. Like on modern phones now, there are numbers that get registered and they will literally flash up on your phone. This may be a scam. Don't listen to what they say. I actually had this recently. I just ordered a capture card so I can do like console games on my Twitch.
Mhm.
And then a couple of days ago, I got not a couple of days ago, literally last night, I got a text on my phone that said, "This is Royal Mail. You need to pay for your package. Your package's postage. Go to this website." I put in the website on my PC because I'm not going to click a link direct in a text, and literally Chrome pops up. This is a scam website. Do not trust it. So that was good, because otherwise I probably would have made a mistake there. I wouldn't have thought that some rando just managed to luckily guess that for once I had a package coming when I don't often have packages coming. So yeah, scam prevention in the modern day, it's one of the nicer things of the modern day, I think.
Well, it's not helping me right now.
No.
Yeah,
Well, no, but
like
you're getting your
Matt,
money back though, isn't it? You get, and that's the thing.
like Matt just said in chat here, I get bombarded all day on my phone, and this is why I change phone numbers and get a new phone number every year or two, is to try to fight that. But the last 2 times I've done it, it didn't seem to matter, because just within a week after having a new number, I'm getting bombarded by like 12, 13, 14 calls a day that's just garbage.
So I think this is one of the things that maybe the government, and you don't want the government getting in control of things, but if there's one thing the government could do, maybe they should follow like the chains of like scam calls and figure out how do
Well,
they
yeah.
get our number.
That is part of their job. I mean,
Yeah, that is one of those
my
things that's like,
state-
you know what, that's something the government could do.
yes, and it is something they're doing something about. I mean, my state cracked down on some they found some massive ring of an office where that's all they were doing all day long was sending out robocalls, and they shut them down, and it cut down
lovely.
on robocalls by like 1 billion.
Nigerian space cameras were in a simulation, Morty. Beautiful.
Oh god.
My internet's hit a hiccup. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound fine.
My stream is paused over there.
Yes, the Indians. Vera.
Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, no,
I live in the
yeah.
middle of nowhere, so sadly my internet is really bad out here. That's the only thing that makes streaming suck out here. If there was better internet to buy, I would buy it, but you know how it is in the boonies. You only got one option.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've read.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is one of these things you've got to keep an eye on, because it's you can see where you can easily get it manipulated. Like, oh, let's list the phone numbers of our political opponents as scam callers, so they can't canvass their like the people in their area. But you know, so long as it stays as an actual thing to prevent scams, I think it's a very good thing. Because
Yeah,
a lot
good point,
of
Matt.
people, it's so easy.
I agree,
people
Matt.
get pulled
That's
into it.
that is the old
Yeah,
rub.
yeah. Someone in Poland tried to hack my Microsoft account and money.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Jesus.
Yeah, I had a problem with a Russian trying to get into my Origin account, but I had two-factor authentication, so he was fucked.
Yeah. I once had my Minecraft account hacked, and I didn't realize for years because it was during a time where I just didn't play it for ages. So I just came back to my Minecraft account, and it had been being used for like 2 years. I'm like, wait, what? Who's been on my Minecraft account?
Oh
Why?
my god, I got an even better one. I went to make an Uber account, and someone had already used my email somehow.
What?
Wow.
And
How did you not get emails from it?
I don't know. They because Uber does not require email verification.
Oh,
Right,
shit.
well, there you go. That's the problem.
Yeah. So his name, this guy's this sand person's name, is set to my profile, and I can't change it.
Oh, no.
Wow.
It required wait. Yeah, it required access to my account that I did not have. So
Yeah,
I
sounds
can
like
use
that's
it.
what I was gonna say. It's very easy to be manipulated, but it's still like something that can be convenient. But
So-
that's the thing: is convenience gets used against you.
Yeah, so basically I can't use that email for Uber, or else they'll think
8
I'm
calls
some-
a day, Jesus! I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine that. I fucking hate getting phone calls.
I get all kinds of junk email, including like,
Again, thankfully, I don't.
Over on DLive, Jim says that he had his numbers removed. I used to play that game, and that's what made me start getting a different number every year, because I used to always answer these calls and demand they take my number off the list, but that only mattered like 30 years ago. It seems like now none of that matters. Like, you don't have a right to your number or your data at all because the government doesn't protect it, and everybody just sells data and shares data outside the country where our laws don't matter anyway. So
Yeah.
that's why I started getting a different number, and now that doesn't even matter anymore. I get a new number, and a few days later, I'm getting 20 calls a day again.
Yeah.
I see Kiki from Cabal is in the chat.
Yeah, she's been here for a while. I offered to bring her on, but she says she's unwinding, get ready for bed.
Yeah, I told her beforehand. I dropped a link on Cabal too, in case the stream goes short, but whatever.
Well, I was going to stream to one of the ISO channels in Cabal, but my internet is spread so thin because when I host, I have to stream to multiple sources. I have to host a lot, and I have weak DSL out here in the middle of nowhere, so I try to minimize the bandwidth when I do a stream.
Yeah.
God, that's all you've got? Man, that sucks.
Yeah, it's like 3 meg DSL, so it sucks.
Oh man.
Yeah, I never get calls, Holly, but I'm not gonna lie. When I moved to when I first moved out of my parents' house, it was in the first couple days was me and my girlfriend just kept getting like bull crap calls, and it was just
just
it's
every
like they
day.
know once you're alone. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always call it the worst times, the most nonsensical times of day, like when like at like 10 in the morning or like 9 when they're likely to be asleep or commuting, and they call your house, and what are you expecting?
I suppose in nowadays, not much of that for some people.
God, yeah, they probably know people are at home, but still.
Hey, God bless Texas.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that my constitution, as in my physical constitution, there's no way I can handle the temperature of Texas, because I'd love to move there. But it's just like, oh no, I couldn't bear with the heat at all.
I like Texas from what I've visited of it. I've driven through and flown in to visit people a couple times, and Texas seems like a pretty okay place.
Yeah. I'm a summer person, so I'd love Texas.
I can't handle the heat at all.
I'm from
Well, no,
Maryland.
see, you say that, but you have lived your whole life on Albion, and it's a very moist climate. When you go to a place that's a very arid climate, it might be 100 degrees outside, but in the shade or with a breeze on you, it's like 65 or 70. And I know that's Fahrenheit for you. It's like
Fair enough.
in the sun, it might be 25 or 30 or even higher, but all you have to do is just get the sun off of you, and it's a nice, comfortable 15 to 20. And it's
Yeah.
easy to keep your house cool because you just open your windows and have fans going, and the inside of your house stays nice and cool, and you don't have a giant power bill from having to run AC all the time.
That's true. Well, I suppose the difference here in England is we don't really have AC as a concept, really, unless it's like in stores.
You
Yeah.
don't?
So, no, we do
No.
generally, like, homes do not have it unless it's like a rich home, and like, you know, so literally people in the summer, there's definitely a thing where people will just go to the corner shop, less to buy something and more just to walk into like the into like the AC at the front door, because we
Oh.
just it's just not a private thing here. It's much more like in commercial.
Yeah, Life After Death in chat says it's been snowing where she is lately. Where is it you live? I'm on the border of Tennessee and Virginia. We've been getting a lot of snow here lately too. If you don't mind sharing, where are you about getting your snow lately? Life After Death.
I'm not particularly far away from Yizz. I live in Maryland, in southern Maryland. So it's all swampy around there. So the summers are very hot and very humid. Talking like 95 day after day after day after day, with like, varying levels of humidity, 60, 80, 90. And then we even have a dedicated thunderstorm season around here in June. And they don't really stop throughout the summer, but whenever you have a particularly hot day, you're in for a thunderstorm in the late afternoon. So you just get these alternating. you get two kinds of weather during the summer: unbearably hot and crazy freaking thunderstorms that'll light your car on fire.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
It's fun when it cools down.
That reminds me of that like modern architecture where it just looked like a massive mirror, and they were literally having like cars and
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Horrifying.
What city was that in?
I cannot remember. I just know it from an internet historian stream.
But
I just got word from Sergeant Sniper. He'll be coming on shortly.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to extend stream time a little bit just to have old Sergeant Sniper on. And he's just going to start going by Sniper, he said last night. So we're just going to refer to him as Sniper from now on. He was in the military, but he wasn't a sniper. That's a video game handle he picked up from Eve.
That makes sense. Oh, Eve. Oh.
Yeah, it's weird how like, all the friends I make,
want to go down.
like everybody has played Eve a lot and likes Eve. It's weird. I keep making friends with people
recently.
who love Eve.
It's the kind of game I'd love to get into, but I can't. I don't have the time to invest in it.
My sister got into it.
Maybe if I
recently.
became like a full-time streamer, I'd like go into
Maybe.
Eve and be like, yeah, I'll stream Eve.
Yes, it's very involved. If you're really in a serious corporation and you're seriously involved, you're probably some faction that's somehow tangentially part of the cluster war right now. And
Oh boy.
My sister got into it like real hard and is joined up with the corporation of her ex-boyfriend, and and just today while we were waiting for an appointment, she checked her phone and she checked her phone for system activity, and there was a massive battle in their home system where they were fighting Goon Swarm.
All right.
Apparently, they pushed them out of their system, flew over to the next one, and wiped out their fleet. So it seems like overall it was a success.
Yeah. All I know is those things where it's like, I only know like the kind of like the aftermath of things in Eve, where it's like, oh yeah, there was a war that happened for like an hour straight, or like a battle that resulted in like, if you were to convert to real life money, millions of dollars of like ships being destroyed. Or something to that effect. That was pretty funny.
Well, speak of the devil, look who we got here.
Hey.
Our old buddy Sniper. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Howdy. You just getting done with work for the day?
I was just getting in, actually.
We've been shooting the breeze about all kinds of stuff. Anything you're chomping at the bit to talk about today?
Abolish the NFA.
There's a lot of things I want to abolish.
Relevant. Let's see
know.
here. I'm still not. I'm still not quite sorted out because I've only been in the house for about 2 minutes, so I apologize.
No worries.
That is a very, very pretty background picture, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I've got a whole bunch of dragon art. I love dragons. It's one of my favorite fantasy creatures, and that's why I wanted to do a dragon-themed events or game show type of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat says, "Why is Yizz on wannabe Sniper's dick?" I like Sniper. He's a good guy.
It is what it is. Not everybody's gonna love me. That's just kind of life. Let's see here. All right, there we go. I should be more or less sorted out. So anyway, yeah. What did I miss?
Well,
It's mostly just. Oh,
I was
Not
telling
much.
people about the new kind of stream I want to have. Are you familiar with just a second, let me pop this open. Tree of 12 sent me something. Are you familiar with Academic Agent's Unpopular Opinion show?
Yeah. I've actually
You've been on a
few
couple
of them.
times, haven't you?
Yeah.
Sort of like that, but it's where I take dragons each week, and we're going to have dragons of discord. And to quiet the unruly dragons, we have to defeat each topic. And we do that by each one of the panelists will pick one of the dragon topics, and we discuss it, and we have fun with it, or we in some way that I will arbitrarily and hopefully hilariously decide, we will defeat each dragon. And if we can defeat the entire arrangement of dragons, we get to loot the horde, and that will be a undisclosed bonus topic or meme or event that we get as a treat at the end if we can quiet all of the dragons of discord.
Okay. So how long is it gonna take for it to turn into we ignore the dragons entirely and do everything except?
Well, I'm not an Iranian Welshman, so I'll probably stick to task.
Relevant.
oh my god, that image you've just sent, 3 of 12. Good god.
Oh my god, I'm not sharing that.
That's pretty
Do
funny.
Yeah, it was the response to a Twitter
Okay,
post.
see you later, Aunt. Good night.
Actually,
Aunt's
I
headed
got
to bed.
another good one right here. This one you can probably share.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, I'll share that one. That one's funny. We'll do that one. Give me a second here.
But the response, it was the response to a Twitter post where they said, "I'm embarrassed to be an American, and I'm a dog effer," about which I am 0% embarrassed. But I'm disgusted in the extreme that anyone would associate me with people who would elect Donald Trump twice. I'm a proud zoophile, and I am an abashed American.
Why?
That's amazing.
You eat no pies, and you'll fucking love it. Simple as that.
I love that one where it's like he's like it's him but in like a doctor's outfit, just diagnosis nonce.
Yeah, I love that
Nonce
one.
is
Yes.
such a good word. It's such a good word.
Oh, I got another good one. You guys know about the Asuka, the Goth Asuka meme?
No, because we're not weeds.
Asuka? Oh, is that Evangelion? That is the one I don't watch.
Yes, but why not?
What is this?
What?
I don't get this. I don't get. I assume this is just an Evangelion joke. I'm afraid I don't.
I'm
get
not
it.
sharing that because I don't get it, and I don't
It's
anime.
it's a version of the Virgin and Chad meme.
Yeah,
I
and
think
MAGA chuds are chads.
Fair enough.
And there's been like some edits of like Asuka going around that make her into a goth girl, and they're
Right.
freaking they're just
All right,
nice.
we're going back to dragons. I don't want any anime degeneracy right now.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. This is the one I was referring. This is the one I was talking about a second ago.
Oh, this is a good one. I will share this one. This will be good.
Yes.
This will be a good one. We'll do this one.
Let's see here. So how do we have avatars?
We can't yet. That's actually stuck. That is the one thing I don't like about this new interface is they don't have a way for people to have avatars yet. I
Right.
have already sent an email, and there's a lot of people already asking for the same thing. So I imagine as this service improves, that's one of the next things they'll add. Because this is a new service, by the way. This has only been around for like 6 months. and they're still
Wow.
working on it. So
All right. All right. That
hopefully,
works.
hey Sam, good to see you. Sam's one of the guys from my Telegram channel. Howdy, Sam.
Hello. Have you told you told your community any of the stuff that we've been doing with the email campaign to the Utah legislature?
I mentioned it on a video a while back, but why don't you go into detail about it right now?
All right. So we have been I've been doing an email campaign based on the concept of a Bill of Rights sanctuary for the state of Utah to the well, first I did the state reps, and then I did the senators, the state senators. And as of this morning, I officially got more responses from the Senate than I did from the House.
Really?
Yeah. So I only ever got three responses from the House, and I now have 5 from the Senate. Let's see here.
Oh wow, some real
Yeah.
work getting done.
So yeah, I assume you showed your community that ordinance and how that worked.
Yeah, that was back when we talked about it on your Sunday morning stream, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I shared that already. I either made a video about it or talked about it on live stream that week.
cool. So yeah, I am going to. If you weren't already doing this stream today, I probably would have tried to do it on the way home today. But I'm going to go to Copy Center and print like 100 of them tomorrow, and I'm going to start stopping by the gun shops.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good thing to do.
For
Is it when it
context,
comes-
for the viewers, this is my culture, by the way. I am indeed from the north, so that's why I find such particular enjoyment in these memes. These are my people.
Very relevant, Vera.
We police the nonsense.
Yeah, you do. When it comes to what Sniper's talking about here, we were talking about good places to go get people involved locally, like with sending petitions, getting people to be aware of shit going on in your state. Excuse me, in your state or your county, and gun shops, gun shows, shooting ranges, anywhere that patriots and our ilk kick about and do things. Like maybe if you're a rural person like me, the farm and feed store is a good place to go talk to locals. I talk to a lot of people there.
Yeah, that's probably a good one. Although they, you would
Yes,
want to
head
stay
down
away from the like chain ones and look for your more locally owned ones.
Oh yeah.
So
Good
your
night,
Tractor
Kiki.
Supply Company, not so much.
Support your
Idris
local
is heading to
businesses.
bed. Good night,
Kiki.
Kiki. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Is that Kiki of the Navy? Kiki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the naval Kiki. She lives and maintains a her own boat.
Yep.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yes.
She might be on one day. She's over on Uzulu's server, the Cabal,
Mm,
and that's where I met her.
and the memes
Uzulu's got
are-
a great community. I love it over there. I definitely recommend you guys go check it out at some point.
And the memes of her being the admiral of the Uzulu Navy or the Cabal Navy are pretty hilarious. They just are. All right. Hey, that's my family photo. Woof,
Hello, Timmy.
woof.
I'm going to pick us out another dragon picture here. Here's one. Let me put this in the right tab here. I should just be able to keep this open and not have to change tabs. Nope, it didn't work. Gay.
Gay.
Gay. There we go. This is from the D&D box set Council of Worms. It shows people beside dragons of different types in Dungeons and Dragons. This is old 90s artwork, and I think 90s art has some of the best dragons.
The ashes
Ooh,
before the
yes.
fall.
I like it a lot.
There was a store where I used to live when I was a youngin, and they were kind of like but like a kind of like a punky store, so they'd sell like piercings and that kind of stuff, but they had this lovely little display cabinet, and it was just full of little models of dragons, and they were gorgeous. And I remember when I was growing up, I always wanted to buy just a couple of them, and I never got around to it, and that place is probably gone now, sadly. And I regret not picking one
Monty
up.
in chat, Sniper, asks, what's all the talk about the 20th of March? I've not heard of any event or thing going around for the March 20th. Have you?
I haven't heard of anything that's not a honeypot.
Mm.
You know, trust
Is
the
this-
plan. Are we trusting the plan? Is that what this is? Because if it's trust the plan, I'm not
Not even
interested.
I don't anymore.
I don't trust the plan now.
So
I don't believe there was a plan, because the plan was fortified, I'm afraid.
I'm sure
There
there was
was-
a plan. It just failed.
Yeah, well,
there
yeah,
was
essentially.
there was
Yeah, but that's not the
never
plan
a
that people mean. They're talking about the stupid QAnon plan stuff.
I don't
Yeah.
really understand that, since QAnon is just a bunch of 4chan posting. That
I
which
wish
correlates nothing with
someone-
reality.
Someone would do like a full deep dive into what the hell they are, because I only ever hear them from just like as just this. It is the new buzzword, so I've never heard someone actually accurately describe to me what the hell they are.
The part that confuses me in particular is that mostly Republicans who have no contact with 4chan whatsoever believe in it, and I don't understand that.
Fuck.
Look, I never got into QAnon, but the way that I have learned it as I talk to patriots and people a lot, apparently it is somebody who supposedly has connections with the deep state of the government or whatever. And going back to last year, they started making a bunch of predictions, and people that are kind of crackpotty, like Lynn that worked on the Kraken or whatever with what's her name. Then a couple of prominent speakers on BitChute and somewhere else started talking about you got to trust the plan, and there's like where Trump has allies in the deep state, and they're gonna just let the Biden presidency take office, and there's going to be all this military stuff in the background, and it's all going to work out. Trust the plan. Trust the plan.
I mean,
And I think that it was a psyop from the deep state to make all the boomers and all the idiots that are rabble rousers not want to pick up arms and cause a stink just to let things go smoothly, is kind of what it seems like. So, but then
mean,
again,
I'm not
I've not
gonna
been
lie.
involved with it, and I don't know. That's just sort of the vibe I got from it.
considering the existence of accounts like Biden voters posting their L's and all that kind of thing, I could actually see that argument. That being, well, Trump took on the mantle after President Obama, who, despite all of his horrendous policies, people liked because he just had that charisma that people like bought into. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, the new emergence of people who are just riding on pure charisma is infuriating. Nigel Farage. I have a bee in my bonnet about that fellow, I'm afraid, and I get in lots of arguments with people about
Well, I
it.
mean, a lot of us do.
Uh,
And
But,
somebody
yeah, I
said
mean,
those
if
look
we-
like
if
third
we have
edition
Trump-
dragons. Give me a second.
Yep.
Those do look like third edition dragons. I might have this wrong. This might be a poster or artwork that came from the third edition book, the Draconomicon, but I thought that this was from Council of Worms. I could have it wrong. I might be misremembering a different poster or fold out. But you're right. They do look like third edition dragons from the early aughts when D&D moved over to Wizards of the Coast. They do look like the third ed art. Whoever said that.
but yeah, like Trump taking over from
Okay, thank you, Keswick.
Trump taking over from Obama, that was always going to be a rough one because of that just charisma thing. Whereas Trump taking over from Biden, presumably, I'm not gonna lie, I think that might be what sways some of the leftists. Oh, I know you don't like that term, so it's just stuck in my head.
Well, Q was always some sort of CIA op to get the right wing to actually sit down and not do anything. And honestly, it worked. We never cracked 1 million people in DC. We never
See,
did.
it's funny when you say that, because the modern media imply that the January 6th thing was a Q event. So
Fuck.
and yet by this
No, it
logic,
wasn't.
they would have been against it. But that's what the media say. Is what I mean.
Since when has the media told the truth anytime in your adult lifetime?
Like never.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I don't think it ever has.
I mean, they've done it like accidentally twice in mine, purely on accident. And that was when planes hit buildings. Pretty much, they accidentally told the truth a couple times that day.
Untrusting means doing nothing. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I think
exactly
that,
what it was designed for.
yeah, it just wanted people to not care and think like, because like AA,
Well,
AA is academic agent. He made a long series of videos called the Boomer Truth Regime about
Yeah.
the deep state and the globalists creating this framework of lies that the Boomer generation was made to believe after World War II.
And then he fell for it.
The truth.
Yeah, and hilariously, AA got really into the Q stuff. But part of the Boomer Truth Regime, I think, is they want to believe that the state is going to handle things because that's what they were lied to when they were young, and they believe that state matter affairs are out of their control essentially, so they just have to vote and hope for the best. Sort of like having faith in God, but have faith in your government to take care of you type of shit. So
Yeah.
to me, it feels like that's what all the QAnon stuff was to just keep those people who probably were largely boomers from actually caring or getting invested or paying close attention to what was really going on. That's what it feels like the QAnon stuff was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So look at it this way. 74 million, 75 million, pick your freaking number depending on who you get told from. People voted for Trump, right?
Yeah.
10% of 74 million people is 7.4 million people. If 7.4 million people show up in DC, whether they are armed or not, the United States falls.
Yeah.
QAnon was to prevent that.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's unfair to say that the United States falls. I think it means that the
When
United States
seven
bring cleaned the
times-
fuck up.
When
No, his
seven
point was
times
if we
of-
wanted it to. That's the thing.
when 7 times the United States military shows up in the capital of the country is over 5 seconds after the crowd decides it is.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. And with that many people close together who are angry and being called Nazis and racists for years just because they want things to be normal, there's a lot of hot tempers and a lot of people ready to throw a rock or punch somebody to make a change or just to feel
Yeah.
better. So
That
that's
makes
why
sense.
that's a big danger. And I think that Sniper's right. The QAnon thing was probably just to dissuade a lot of those angry people from wanting to come
And-
do something about it.
And it worked, right? Yizz, when you were there was 500,000, right? Roughly.
I would say, like, once it gets so big, I can't tell. It was at least
Yeah.
a couple 100,000, but
The second time was only about 250,000. The last time when Trump directly said a couple of things was somewhere between 500,000 and 750,000 because everybody else was trusting the fucking plan.
In fairness, it might also be that the rest of the people just couldn't get tickets because I saw a lot of people talk about how they just couldn't get tickets. Everything was booked.
Oh yeah, no, you couldn't get on a plane, but you get in the car and
Oh.
drive.
It was worse than that.
Motivated.
It was even worse than you thought. There was
Well, it depends where you live.
there was an order from Bowser to reject, to basically to ban giving rooms to anyone who came for the
Yeah, that didn't
fine.
work out. That
Fucking
that
Bowser.
didn't work out. There was
Why not
literally
Mario?
only
Or there's no way it could because I don't know how you could impose such an order.
Bowser had this habit of keep
Oh,
in
right, the
mind,
Third
went to
Amendment.
all of it. Keep in mind, I went to all of them. Right, Bowser had this habit of running her mouth in different ways the entire time. Right,
Mhm.
so the first time she said that there was going to be mandatory COVID testing to enter Washington D.C. Now let me explain something to you about Washington D.C. 2/3 of what works in Washington D.C. doesn't live remotely freaking near Washington D.C.
Yes,
yeah, they
I know
commute
this.
and use the metro.
I know this. I live in Southern Maryland. I commute to DC too.
Right? Well, okay. I'm talking
I-
to chat in general.
Okay.
Right. So
yeah.
there's no way she's going to force daily freaking COVID tests on everybody attempting to enter the city. It's just not going to happen.
Mhm.
She's just flapping her jaws, right?
Yep.
But it was designed to be disheartening, right?
Yeah.
The second time she popped off about closing all the restaurants, and the
Mhm.
end she got part of what she wanted on that deal because some of them did. The third time, I mean, do you remember her saying she was going to shut down the metro?
Yes, I do remember that. I mean, I
And
don't.
guess what? You can't. She doesn't own it. She
Right.
can't shut down the metro.
Yeah, she
She can
has.
screw with some of the stops, maybe, but she cannot shut it down. Virginia pays for it.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
one of the most amusing things to me is when someone does have full control over that stuff, like Sadiq Khan in London, where basically, I can't what happened, but basically he halved the amount of drivers on the London Metro, and then literally like a couple months later he was going, oh, why is the Metro so crowded? It's like because you literally removed half the bloody like carriages. No
Well,
wonder.
It goes
it-
beyond that, though. Yeah,
it
she
should
doesn't
be
seem-
noted that the DC Metro rail system is shit. But
Eh,
I can believe it.
but she doesn't have control over any of it. In theory, it's in trust between Virginia, Maryland, and DC. The fact of the matter is, Virginia basically pays the bills on the thing.
Mm.
And so she can mouth off all she wants. She can't actually shut the thing down. That was the head scratcher part for us. We were like, what in the hell is she talking about? If she shuts down the metro, Virginia will have her ass in federal court in 2.5. Oh, she's going to close down some of the stations. And that's what she did. She closed down
Yeah.
about half of
I don't think
A
she
year ago
exactly-
today, they claimed 15 days to slow the spread. Oh, reptile don't.
I don't think
I
she
will.
knows how to
I
play
am.
that
I
game
am
very
quickly
well.
approaching 1 year of unemployment, and it is exhausting.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is
sucks.
exhausting, but I
Well,
don't think
what
she's
were you-
very good at playing that game in particular because she claimed earlier that she was going to close down the hotels, I believe, for the first one, and she cited the Third Amendment completely incorrectly.
right. And nobody listened to her because she was an idiot.
Uh-huh.
You know, in the end, she got her way on that in one specific hotel at the very last time, and that was she got the Harrington to shut down.
Mm-hmm. And they really
And I have
failed.
a feeling she threatened them directly with something. She had something over them.
Yeah, some bullshit.
So,
Are you gonna ask me something there, Sergeant, or did I?
do what?
I wasn't sure if you started asking me something, and
Oh no, she had tried to say the thing about Bowser a couple of times and
Alright.
accidentally got talked over.
Yeah, I was present for the third, the insurrection, as they call it.
All right.
The so-called insurrection.
The insurrection.
250,000 people of the people who own infinity million guns showed up in DC and they did not bring their guns. That is
Also-
not insurrection.
Also, it wasn't us that killed nobody. They shot one of ours.
Relevant.
Her name
Oh,
was
man.
Ashley Babbitt. I'll never forget it.
It
Please
is
do
relevant because it had to be mentioned on the.
and a
on the
bunch of them
news.
just had heart attacks because
Yeah,
police are horrifically unhealthy.
It's those particular
Well, no.
cops that were unhealthy, and in particular because they weren't normal beat cops; they were people who were pulled from reserve.
Yeah,
there was there was only one. There was only one police officer that died that day, and I'm sorry, he committed suicide. I know we're not allowed to say that.
He did.
He went home having been a Trump voter, having felt guilty for everything he had done that day, and he committed suicide.
Oh, poor
That's
guy.
sad.
And they
Here's a meme I made for Ashley. You guys feel free to share that if you want.
'Cause I don't know if you feel the same as I do, but I feel bad for the cops. I mean,
I don't.
No,
I don't anymore.
I
I don't
I
anymore.
stopped.
I
I
remember
stopped
like
after the second time.
I a long time ago I wanted to be a police officer, and I felt bad for police officers who have to, be ordered to do these things they probably don't want to do. But at some point you need to stand up and make a point that you will not comply with tyranny, and the longer that the police have been enforcing tyranny, the longer I have no fucking pity for them.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that concept, which is why a lot of the cops just simply let them fucking in.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure
I mean,
that what happened at the Capitol was not planned to go down exactly the way it went down. In
oh
the
yes,
end.
I certainly agree with that notion. I
Because
think it was a little bit of everything.
Shush, T-Bag.
the
Why are you reeing at
second
me?
the second the first door got kicked in, 5 minutes later they opened all the rest of the doors. They had gotten the images they wanted. That's my opinion. I have no evidence. I can never prove it. I'm just saying. So, by the way, Ashley Babbitt was pretty cute. I would smash.
Unfortunately, the feds smashed her first.
Relevant.
Goddamn feds.
I cry every time.
Joshua Ham, I used to back the blue. Now I only see Oathbreakers at this point after a year of this shit. If you
Yep.
don't, you're
100%.
That's how it is.
blind.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
When you are literally enforcing tyranny, no, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you're being ordered to do. We agreed almost a century ago that I was just following orders is not a fucking valid excuse.
Yeah, you're right.
We agreed with that. We agreed on that in like the highest kinds of courts possible. And yeah.
And Joshua, I don't remember if you went to the second rally or not, but there was a moment in the middle of the nighttime shenanigans of the second rally, where it changed, and that was the moment that a Antifa member snuck into the Proud Boy area, started a fight, and then when he was losing, whipped out a knife and stabbed him, and he was walked out of there by the DC police.
I'm about done giving the benefit of the doubt to anybody in the establishment, because
I'm done.
it seems like at every turn in every city, the cops, DAs, the mayors, they all will turn a blind eye or throw a case out or shuffle shit around just to crap on patriots and to crap on our way of life, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I remember saying to myself like a couple years ago when I was starting to like open my eyes to all this stuff, that like I don't want to go into the police. It's awful. I know for a fact if I ever get walked up to and told go arrest this person,
Good night, Sally.
because I don't want to go. If I get someone walk up to my desk and say arrest this man because he committed wrong thing on Twitter, I will not do that. So I decided, look, I'm just gonna wait until all this stuff gets sorted out, and then I'll go into the police. But as it turns out, thoughts like that just fills the police with cronies who'll do whatever the hell they're asked to do.
And it's
You
also
guys-
mercenary,
I
too.
should have realized, but
because
hey ho.
with as shitty as things are getting in cities, I mean, yeah, people want to work, but before even the lockdowns, before the riots last year, for decades, these cities have been shitholes. And a lot of the good people that actually care about family and community, they fucking left anyway. So you've got police forces that are desperate people who don't care to just do what they're told for a paycheck, or people who are actually on board with the corruption becoming more and more represented in these police forces in these cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At a certain point, the ones that we liked at this point, probably 95% of them have walked off anyway. And as a libertarian, that's a dodgier concept for me because I tend to not like metro cops as much as I like elected sheriffs. Zim, as much as we need a 1766, if I remember my British history, it's you guys need a 1066 and you need it bad.
1776, isn't it?
Well,
I think it's something else.
We're gonna wrap things up shortly. We're gonna check PayPal and all the donation sites here, see if we got anything new.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about one more thing, and then we're going to get out of here. So,
Yep.
Is there anything that you guys want to talk about or shill before we get out of here?
I have finished my script for my for a very normie anime video that'll be coming out hopefully in the next week ish.
That's the one
So-
you told us about on Friday as well, right?
Yes, I'm lazy.
No, that's fine. No, it's cool.
No,
We all
no,
work on stuff.
no. Here's the thing. I need to call myself lazy, otherwise I won't get it done. If I give myself chances, then it just gets not done for years. So yes, I am lazy. But I've mostly finished up the script for each part of it because it's a ranking list of all of the openings in the show. So
The teabag who laughs wants you to shill him too.
yes, T-Bag Who Laughs. He does brilliant true crime. He talks about mostly British true crime. I think he did an American one recently though. No. He did. It was a British woman who was working in Japan at the time, and he did another one the other day, which I need to watch. Go and watch him if you like true crime, and if you want to laugh at two idiots stumbling through a very old game with disgusting models. We have a CSI series that I was meant to be on tonight, but I didn't want to miss this, so
Okay,
that'll probably be next week. No worries.
Yeah, I do my best not to step on toes of people in my community when it comes to stream times, but so many people stream and do stuff all the time. It's hard for me to find the time.
It totally is.
Somebody.
It's just I'm on someone's stream every single day. It is literally my entire week is just stream to stream to stream because I
hear
nothing
you.
else.
Wow.
3 of 12. I'm assuming there's nothing that you need to shield, right? Because you're not a content creator.
Not yet. I mean, I'd like to, but
Okay. Well, then you should be on my show regularly. Help get your name.
I will be. I absolutely will be. But there is something I would like to mention.
Sure.
I'm working with some guys on Cabal to do a VTuber YouTube.
Ooh,
It's gonna be fun,
cool.
and we're gonna have some other people from Cabal on there as well.
Cool.
Most
That's
likely me and Zane.
Oh well, I've actually got I've got plans for VTubing stuff, but I need the model finished up and sorted. It needs like converted into a different format.
Yes, we have that same problem too. The rigging is proving to be difficult because of the weird what's the word? Unintuitive nature of the proprietary programs.
That's the thing, because it's such a new concept. It's in its early days. It's not been like streamlined yet.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
And last but not least, we have our buddy Sergeant Sniper. We're going to shill his channel too.
Indeed. You can search for me as okay, there you go. I do a Sunday morning show that I try to be laid back, but we do take on one sort of significant issue of the week. If you want to see some state politics stuff and pushing on the states to do the things and stuffs that we want to try and protect the state citizens from the federal government, you can check in with us and keep up with what we're doing there. You can help participate, because especially on email campaigns, just don't tell them you're not from the state.
Yeah.
Don't tell them you're not from the state. Just write the email anyway, right? But we do that. Had Don on this past week. Had Yizz on, about almost a month ago now, right?
About a month ago, yeah.
Yeah. Might have her on again the next few weeks. You never know. Just going to kind of see how we go. We're going to keep pushing on the state of Utah. We want a Bill of Rights sanctuary is what we're trying to push for. Taking the idea of Second Amendment, going, hey, let's make it the whole Bill of Rights. Let's make it a thing. Let's put it in the law. And if I can get it, then everybody move to Utah and get ready for the boog.
Glorious.
Everybody move to Utah. Howdy, Anti-Commie. Good to see you here, friend.
All right. If I'm wrong about 1066 being the day Anglo-Saxon, which is the date where you guys kind of had your sort of civil war?
1066 was a three-way war with Norway and the Normans invading at once. But you might be thinking of 1776. I'm not sure.
No, you guys had your own sort of weird, sort of civil war.
No, I swear I've heard that. Well, not really. The Normans weren't really the same country. It's bizarre.
I know. We're not talking about the Normans, though, are we?
Well, there was the Normans, and then, if it's 1066, then that was the Normans and Norway.
Right. I think he means the Republican War, the bad one.
Oh, English Civil War,
Yes.
1642 to 1651.
The Puritans.
Yeah, places like Wyoming and Idaho and Utah are having a lot of people move to them. That's correct.
We don't talk about the British Republic. Those were the dark times.
Jesus Christ. Here we go. My based monarchy. How's that working out for you? Yeah, Cromwell. There you go. Although you need somebody to come up and Cromwell your parliament and actually doing their fucking job.
Dude, you have no idea how on the brink I have been for the last 12 months. If it wasn't for the fact that I have to provide for my girlfriend, I would have been full in there.
There you go.
Don't arrest me. I just said I didn't do it.
Well,
the last thing that I want to say before we get out of here is around this time each night, a buddy of mine, Short Fat Otaku, whose channel I was on to talk about white guilt and stuff last year, he runs Game Boomers, which is a fun couch potato video game channel for playing all kinds of different video games, Nintendo stuff, retro stuff, all kinds of fun video games. And he's live right now. He just ran to the bathroom though, so he's not on screen. But I wanted to show you his channel because on Monday nights we can go bug him after we're done there. After we're done
do an
here.
unofficial raid. Unofficial raid.
We could do an unofficial cross-platform raid over on Dev.
Yeah.
Dev's a good guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he is certainly not an anti-white. He is one of those based centrist types, sort of like Zen here.
he's a degenerate.
He's not a degenerate. He's a bit more lefty than I am, I will say.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure he's not a degenerate. I'm pretty sure he's not a degenerate.
He's a little bit of a degenerate.
Well,
I mean, anybody who's any centrist liberal type is, but he's not like
relevant.
He's at a heteronormative regular relationship, and he's not a kinky weirdo, and he doesn't condone gross stuff.
Yes. Are you not aware of the biggest thing in his community?
Did you hear about the horse cock?
His community's full. Dude, people send you all kinds of crazy shit. I've gotten crazy shit in the mail, and I'm a tiny creator.
Yes, the biggest thing in the Game Boomers lore is that Naomi pegs him. That is the
I know,
biggest
but that's
part
not
of
true,
his
though.
lore. I don't know.
Dude, I've known Devin a long
sure
time.
it
It's not
is.
true.
I'm pretty sure
I don't
it is.
judge.
Don't
I
get me
don't
wrong.
judge him for that. No, I don't judge him for that. I don't give a shit. But he is also.
I would judge him for that. You should too.
He is, no, I don't give a shit. What his girlfriend do is beyond me. But here's the thing. The thing that annoys me about him is that he and his girlfriend both genuinely cave to the bullshit. Change how you refer to someone if they claim to have transitioned. They've been playing Beyond Two Souls.
But how about we not shit on somebody I like when I'm trying to share
I
their
do
channel?
like him.
How about we not do that?
I do like Dev, but I am going to shit on him about the other.
He's got to fix his problem, bro.
Dev's community shits on him. That is his whole thing.
Well, for all of you who want to go say howdy to Dev with me and Zen, we're going over there to bug him and call him names and have fun making fun of him because that's what his community does.
That sounds good.
We're going to hop over there as soon as this stream's over. We're going to jump in and have a good time over there with him. So we're going to meet next Monday. I'll have something fun put together for us. And we'll have some Dragons of Discord next week. And then we'll go bug Dev again next week. So we're going to say goodnight now. And I hope that you all have a wonderful week. I have a music guest called For Null who makes music streams each week around different themes. We've had him on before, I think, maybe back in the day. I don't remember exactly, but he's going to be our featured guest this week. Zen Chan, of course, will be returning as co-host, so you can tune in at the usual time on Friday this week. And now, everybody say goodbye, and we're going to go raid Dev's channel over on Game Boomers.
Everyone use the raid emote and say Yizz sends her regards.
Yeah, go over to Twitch on Game Boomers, use the raid emote, and say Yizz sent me. Good night, everybody. We're out.
There we go.
Good night.